Hello everyone and welcome back to the Carcode YouTube channel. Today, as you can see, I'm going to be doing a review on the SEAT Mii. I've basically had a week with it. I've been able to learn about the car, see what I like, dislike, so I'm going to share that with you in today's video. I hope you enjoy. Please make sure to stay till the end to get my full thoughts. All the love on the recent videos is really great. So since we're outside, let's start with the exterior design on the Electric Mii. Now you may think it looks a lot like a Volkswagen Up, and that's because they're based on the same platform, but it's obviously not just a platform sharing exercise. Lots of the parts are identical, so the doors are all the same, the bodywork's all the same. Just at the front you've got a slightly different face really and grille on the car. You've got these halogen headlights which do actually get quite warm, so that's a bit of energy getting wasted, which seems weird for an electric car to have halogen lights. They don't even have LED daytime running lights, which the Up does and most small electric cars do. Most cars with halogens do. It definitely dates the car significantly, but it is at a lower cost point. So the brand new list price of the SEAT Mii Electric was £22,800. It ran from 2020 to 2021, so not a long production run at all. Now you can actually pick these up from as little as £12,000 on the used market. Kendall SEAT, I've got two, circa £15,000, both around £15,000 because they're both 71 plates, which is the last plate you could get them on. So they started on a 20 plate, they then went to a 70, 21 and 71. Quite simple on the outside to explain. It's based on the FR line of the normal Mii, so it looks very similar. Same wheels, I'll move on to them in a little bit. You can't opt for much like on most SEATs, very simple. You just basically pick your colour and that's about it. So wheels, very simple. So this is 16-inch alloy wheels, they're called the Cosmo Grey. Sports alloy wheels, they're really lovely. Now the Cosmo Grey matte alloy wheels on the Arona, I think they are not a nice looking wheel at all, but these 16-inch ones on the Mii look really good. They're really nice, they're like a dark grey, they are a matte one, diamond cut. They're very dynamic looking and provide a really comfortable drive as well with the 16 inches. I think if they were any bigger, they'll be quite a firm ride. Like on the Up GTI, they're 17 inches and they are quite firm. So I think 16 was a good choice on this. They provide really good sense of style, but also they're pretty comfortable too. To the back of the Mii Electric, the design's very similar to the petrol model. You've got halogen rear lights, which I'm not a fan of. You do also have the electric kind of in the handwriting, which is quite nice. The only way you'd really know this is electric is that electric and the little green band here on the number plate and the fact it's got no exhaust pipe. Other than that, it's pretty much identical. I would not have a green band. You don't actually need to have the green band on an electric car. I'd get rid of that. You get rear sensors. On the Up, you get a rear camera. You don't need a rear camera for this tiny car. The sensors work really well. What does the boot space look like in the Mii Electric? Well, it's exactly the same as the internal combustion engine models, which is absolutely great. It's 251 litres. This looks absolutely tiny. I'm going to give you another angle so you can see it's quite deep. It's a short but deep one. It's like the old Scirocco boots that are very short but very deep. So I'll show you that now. So you can see there, it's not the biggest boot, but it's quite deep there. And then you've got your tyre inflation kit in there, towing eye, etc. You've also got a recess section where your cable is. You probably can't see it because it's like in the back of the bumper. And they've carved out that back of the bumper specifically on the Mii Electric just for this cable section. This is the recess section for the cables in the back there. So very clever, well done SEAT. I like that solution for the cable. So you don't lose any boot space even with cable storage, which is really good. Unlike in some cars, rival cars, Honda E. I'm just going to flash back. I love flashing back to that clip in that video because look at the boot size on that car. 171 litres. That is tiny. Yeah, this is much better, almost double the size. So then, what are your rear passengers going to think of the Mii? Well, there's not a lot of space as you'd expect. You've only got two seats as well, but you've got two sets of ISOFIX points. No centre armrest, but you don't really expect that in a car of this size. They'll be happy that they've both got rear doors. The windows do open. They sort of pop out like so. So you can get a bit of air in there. It's not too bad. Only thing with having the 5 doors is it doesn't look as good in my opinion. And also you have a bigger blind spot and less visibility. But all the electric, E-Up, Mii Electric, Citigo, they are all 5 doors only, which kind of makes sense just to streamline it a bit. They didn't make a huge amount of them anyway. The seats, of course, are 50-50 split, or 60-40 because it's got this middle bit there. And you can get a false floor there in the back as well. This one doesn't have it. Base could be a bit better. This is set up to my driving position, and I'll tell you what I think. Yeah, I don't have a lot of knee room at all, but I've got okay headroom, so you'd be okay for short journeys. It's definitely not made for longer journeys in the back of here, but for kids it would work absolutely great. It would be fine and easy to get the seats in and out. So I think we should just go and take the Mii for a drive. Pickup is very good. Right, I'm going around like corners and stuff, but it feels like a normal car. You don't have to worry. You're going to keep up with traffic. I can even keep up with things on the motorway very easily, and it feels stable. I think a lot of that is thanks to the lower centre of gravity, but even with the up, like the normal up, they're fine on the motorway too. For a small city car, it's extremely good. The range drops drastically on the motorway, and my colleague was saying, "There's a city car," and I thought, well, yeah, we do expect way too much of certain cars. If it's a city car, that's what it's made for. It's made for going around the city. I got 120 miles, and that's a mixture of country roads, dual carriageway. So I don't think that was too bad, 120 miles. The official combined range on the Mii is 160 miles, and they say you can do up to 260 in the city, which I don't think it's going to get near. I like the little electric sound there. It's like, I feel like I'm in a Taycan. You've got to pay extra for that in there, but this is free. Handles very well, way better than I'd have thought. It's also nice, it's on 16-inch alloy wheels. Like the Up GTI is on 17 inches, it's actually okay, but obviously it's a firmer ride. This on 16s is better, it's better to be on 16s. But if I put my foot down as well, it picks up so well. Got the B mode on full, we're going down a hill now. It works very well, because I just need to use one pedal to drive it basically. You don't have to rely on your brakes all the time. And you've got the regen, is really good. Just don't do it when there's other people in the car, because they will be sick. The only thing is, sometimes I feel like it's too much torque for the front wheels. Like, obviously they're quite small wheels as well, so you sometimes get a bit of wheel spin. And also another issue that I've encountered is the electronic stability control light has come on like 4 times since I've had this car, like for just under a week. I've had my Volkswagen Golf for 2.5 years, and it's came on the same like 3 times that whole time. But this has come on 3 times in a week, where it, like, you know, flashes up. So it's like it's using the ESC. So then, what's it like inside the electric Mii? Well, basic comes to mind. Okay, you've got these sporty seats which don't offer a lot of support. They don't have adjustable lumbar support either. They're quite flat, and the base is flat as well, but they're actually more comfortable than they look. They're not too bad. The base seats in the Polo and the IB4 are less comfortable than these, just put it that way. Now, I am a slimmer person, so if you're big, I don't know how comfortable you'd find these, because they are quite thin, and that actually adds to the centre space in this car. It's a very small car, right? It's a city car. It's one of the narrowest cars I've driven, but you do get quite a good centre space because everything's in proportion. It's like scaled down, if that makes sense. So these seats are a lot smaller than what you'd get in a Ibiza even. So yeah, another weird thing is the heated seats, they're standard, which is great, but they actually add to the comfort of the seat. So if I leave that on for a bit, I can feel like my back's getting more support and everything. I don't know if anyone else has had that before, but I find it helps. Everything's very analog. It doesn't feel like an electric car basically, and that's because it wasn't originally, it's just been made electric. You have this dash panel here that says Mii Electric on it. It's got rose gold on it. It's quite feminine. I could put up with it, but I can imagine some people thinking it was too girly. But these are actually very cheap to replace. Volkswagen does loads of different colours of them, so does SEAT. So if you didn't like this one, you can just basically unclip it and put a new one on. So not a big deal. There's a few things I don't like about the steering wheel. One has got to be the leather that it's finished in. Feels very cheap, and this has been used on SEATs for many years, and when it ages, the like lacquer comes off and it looks cheap, and it's just really not nice. This is obviously only done a few thousand miles, this car, so it's almost new, and it feels new, but it's a bit more of a rough texture. It feels plasticky. It's not premium at all, not nice to hold. Second thing I don't like about the steering wheel is it's got a severe button deficiency. So the only way to turn up the volume is with the volume button there. That's the only way you can do it, or if you have the phone, you can do it there, but that's not really good enough. You can't even control anything on the stalks apart from your cruise control and your trip computer and things like that in the middle. You don't have buttons, which is annoying. Third thing that I don't like about the steering wheel, you can lift it up and down, but you can't move it forward or push it back. The buttons, the material, and the adjustment makes it not that good. You get very cold feet in this car, I find, because you don't get air to your feet. So I get cold feet. I don't know if it's insulated very well in there either. The front passenger seat's not height adjustable, but your driver's seat is. You do also have this navigation system for your phone. You plug it in your phone and you have the Mii app. I'll put a little clip of it. And it basically is like an infotainment, Volkswagen infotainment system, but put onto there. You have to plug it in or have it on Bluetooth. It's okay, but it's a bit clunky. This actual system is actually quite good. It's very easy to use. It's got DAB radio. That's good. I don't mind it at all. It's just like a normal Volkswagen system scaled down. Charging the electric Mii. It has got AC and DC type chargers, so it can charge fast charge up to 50 kilowatts, which means you can get 20 to 80% charge in 40 minutes, which doesn't sound like a lot for a 32.8 kilowatt battery. Much bigger batteries like 55 kilowatt, 60 kilowatt batteries can do that in the same time. But remember, it's built on old infrastructure, old architecture, and also it's going to be better for the battery. It's only a diddly battery, you don't want it to be going in super fast. A normal 7 kilowatt home charger takes 10 hours overnight, so it's like an overnight charge to do a full charge. And a 3-pin plug takes 16 hours to do a full charge, which isn't too bad. In theory, you don't really even need your own wall charger, even though they're only a few £100 now. You could just plug it into a 3-pin, and then when you go shopping or if you've got a charge at work, plug it in then. Range on the Mii Electric is not going to blow you away, but it's actually been okay. I got around 120 miles on a full charge, which isn't too bad. It's saying more now. If you put it in B mode and drive a bit more carefully, it'll do more. If you're doing more faster 60, 70 mile an hour stints and things like that, you're probably going to get around 90 to 120 miles. That's what I was getting. If you're going around town, you could definitely get up to 200 miles. Official combined, it's 160 miles. Going around town, the max it says it can do is 260 miles. I can't see that happening, but maybe 200 or 220 maybe if it's a sunny day and you're driving very carefully in eco, then yeah, it's not too bad, especially for around town. It's pretty impressive. A lot more than the official range on the Honda E Advance of just 131 miles. And consider the price tag on that one. So then, what do I think about the SEAT Mii Electric? Well, I think it's a really good, affordable electric option. Now, new it was £22,800, but you can pick these up from £12,000, which isn't too bad. You can easily get 100 miles of range, not a lot, but for going around town, it's perfect. It's not the safest car, and that lets it down, as well as the interior quality and comfort, but you get that zero congestion charge. So if you're going around London, it's great for that. If you need to put it for a business, it's also great for that. Benefiting kind tax, everything like that. It's also really good specification with your heated seats. Thanks to Kendall SEAT. I'll put their links in the description down below. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in my next review.